Please welcome our second speaker, speaking from the Entertainment Manual. The title of his speech is, "It was here, it was right here, Jess Reinitz."
It was here. It was just right here. I know it was right here. Pens, pens, pens. They always disappear on you when you most need them. In my office, I have a supply cabinet, and I share it with one other individual. And in that supply cabinet are those yellow sticky notes. There are the paper clips, the rubber bands, the staples, as well as a large supply of photocopy paper. And on the top shelf, I have lots and lots of pens. And lots. And it seems like whenever we run out of photocopy paper, the only other thing I need to pick up at the supply store are more pens, because pens always disappear on you. And after so many years of working with pens, I've realized why they disappear so often. I'm going to share that with you today. And I'm going to share with you some ways to keep pens around, maybe, just maybe, a little bit longer with you in your office. So the first thing you really need to know about pens is they are, by their very nature, radioactive. If you take this cylinder here of pens and you were to open the lid, immediately the fission process starts, the decay process starts, and just in a matter of time, the pens will heat up and disappear. And to prove this to you, I'm going to show you two pens. Do you know that the radioactive half-life of a pen is 2 weeks? So, if you have two pens in 2 weeks, what happens? One pen. And in 2 weeks, you have fewer pens. This is one reason why pens disappear so often. The second reason pens disappear is because they have a really, really bad attitude. Like, I like to get up early in the morning and I go to my office and I'll grab a pen and I'll start writing and I'll press harder and then I'll rip the paper. And instead of throwing that pen away, like I should, I put it back where it is. Wow, almost hurt me. And I'll grab another pen and I'll start writing and I'll press harder and I'll rip the paper. And what I never realized about pens is they don't start working until 8 in the morning. They're part of a union. The third reason pens disappear all the time is they like to go and explore. I mean, have you ever been to the beach, the sandy beach, and see a pen there sunning itself in the sun? It would much rather be out in the sun than in a dark supply cabinet, wouldn't you? And a perfect example of why they like to go out and explore. Look at the National Geographic magazine and those giant tortoises swimming in the ocean all around the world. Who's in the front seat of that tortoise? A pen stuck in his nose. So yeah, but it's a good thing. The fourth reason pens disappear all the time is from a very early age, they learn a profession, that is magic tricks. They learn how to do magic tricks, and their favorite magic trick is the Houdini disappearing act. You know, where Houdini's all chained up, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's gone. And there's his chains on the stage. Well, they like to do it too. And if you guys want to go and see it live, just go into your bank. Go where the deposit slip is, where the table is, where that block is, and there's that beaded chain that's attached to the pen. And with the cameras going from the bank and everyone around that table, boom, gone. Just the block and chain. You go to another station, boom, gone. You go to the teller, boom, gone. And the banks have tried to roll back those videos so you can see them. And there is absolutely no explanation why those pens disappear like they do. Another example, last example, is I found that pens are just mischievous. They're pranksters. They like to be carried out of the office if they can, and they'll invite themselves out of the office. So for instance, I'll have a couple here, and I'll give them 2 fresh pens. We're signing a contract. They sign, and we get up, shake hands, we head to the door, and I notice pens are missing. We'll get to the door, and normally nothing is said, but once in a while, one of them will say, "Oh, hey, by the way, are those your pens?" Because we think they're our pens. I'll say, "Oh, well, yeah, maybe they're your pens. Let me look at them." "Yeah, they're your pens. I mean, it's got my name written on it. It's got my phone number branded on it. It's got my email branded on it. Yeah, they're your pens. Yeah, thank you. You know what I remember is 2 years ago when we met, I gave you those pens. Thank you for bringing them in. Thank you for advertising my business." Now, the question is, how do you keep pens around a little longer? And here's a few suggestions. One, look, these 2 pens are suffering. One of them's going to be gone real soon. You know, wear the right garment. You know, work with them. Show them some love. Show them that you care. You know, one of them won't be here in about 2 weeks. Put them to your heart. Tell them you love them. That's one thing you can do. For the bad attitude pens, what are those? One of them might be the kind that just explodes on you. You know, just blows up on you. You know, it's on the floor, it's everywhere. Instead of sweeping it into a garbage pail, instead pick up the pieces. Show them that you love them. So what I do is I pick up, I can't even see it. Pick up the pieces, I put them in a glass case, I take it to the emergency room. Because, you know what? This spring, that's the heart. This ink, that's the blood. And this here, the shell, that's the skin. And if I do that in front of the others, they'll work with me a little longer. The last thing I do, you know what? I just want to tell you, when it comes to pens, I know some of you here probably think of what I'm saying is absolutely ridiculous. And I know for some of you others who are really intent on listening to me today and understanding what I say, you're thinking to yourself, this is really stupid. But I want to tell you that I love pens. I have to live with them. You need to live with them.